We have a lot of customers that come in looking for a sectional because they've seen one on TV or they've seen one at a friend's house and they love the idea of it. Today we want to talk about kind of the benefits of a sectional, how you can measure, and in some cases it might not be the best fit for you, but we can kind of give you some tips and ideas on if a sectional is right for your room. Where we want to start with is actually with the measurements of 8 by 8. And what we mean by that is at home, the place where you put your sectional, you want to measure 8 foot along each side. So 8 foot by 8 foot. And that's kind of the average size of a sectional today. And if for some reason you don't have those dimensions, adding a sectional to your room might not be the best fit. The other thing to look at too is in case you have more room than 8 by 8, is you always add 2 feet for every seat of a sectional. So if we want to make it bigger, using this as an example, we would add another seat in there and we would make it 10 feet instead of 8 feet. So it's a very simple way to kind of measure for a sectional and make sure that that's going to be the best fit size-wise for your room. The other consideration to make is where the television is going to be located. Depending on where the TV's at will depend on how many seats will actually be used. Most of us like to be an arm's length apart from the person that's next to us, and that even includes our spouse. So when we look at this sectional, if we're sitting an arm's length apart from each other, this really becomes 3 main seats, being 1 seat on the end, 1 person sitting in the middle, and another person sitting on this end. Now what might change that is where the TV is located. If the TV is located across from me on this side of the room, the seats facing the TV are where most people are going to sit. So those will get the most use, where the seats not facing the TV might not be used quite as much. So it's really important to see the orientation of where the television's at and how you want to use that furniture and what kind of use it's going to get. The other thing we want to look at is if you're considering a console piece, which is this right here, with the cup holders in the storage, we want to take a look and make sure that that piece also faces the TV as well, because it's orienting itself towards the particular sectional happens to recline. So if this is facing the TV, it's going to be used, it'll be very functional. If this piece happened to be in the opposite side, it wouldn't be used as much because it would prohibit people laying down being able to see the TV that way. Another consideration to make is whether you look at reclining or you look at stationary. Sectionals can be made either way, and it all depends on whether or not maybe you like to lay down on your sectional, which a stationary one would be more comfortable that way, or if space is more of an issue and you want to be able to bring your feet up, a reclining sectional would be better. So those are just some of the considerations we make when people come in looking for sectionals and making sure you're finding the best piece of furniture, the right piece of furniture for your home.